Well, my first guest is a man. Need I go on? Yes, probably. It's a bit short on info, isn't it? In fact, I'll start again. Hi. My first guest, I should say, is a man who has been appearing in our living rooms regularly for the last 3 years, and we really should take out a restraining order. Fair enough when he's on television, which he often is these days, in Neighbours, and before that, that combination peep show psychology experiment they call Big Brother. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Blair McDonough. Blair, how do you do? Is that chair comfortable for you?
Yes, very well,
Because I know, you had a bit of an accident on the weekend. You do our research. Yeah. And I don't want to go into details, but it involves your, what shall we say?
My snow skiing...
Well, arse is what I was thinking of saying. But
I
don't want, go into details, but do tell us exactly what happened and don't leave anything out.
It's not as bad as it sounds, I promise. No, yes, went snow skiing on the weekend, and if anyone's out there for a donation, left bum cheek, mine is so bruised I really need one. It's killing me. I stack that
right.
hard.
Well, Channel 9 is the organ transplant network, so I'm sure we'll have a few people donating a buttock for you. Now, have you been watching Big Brother?
Yeah, I have actually.
I find it astonishing that you would want to after.
Well, after dare I say my one, I wasn't that interested in the second one, and it was a bit. I just felt too close to it, and it was too soon afterwards. But the third one I really got into. I was quite interested in how it was made. I never got to see the control room in full action. I never got to see behind the scenes with people actually in the house, which was something I really wanted to do. So I went up on the first weekend and had a look around, and got together with Big Brother and really showed me how it was all made. And after that, I lost a bit of interest, but no, it's coming back now.
do you get a life pass or something? Are you allowed to?
Yeah, you're a life member once you're on.
Is that right?
Yeah,
right.
You can always go back whenever you like.
So when you're 70 or something, you'll still be traipsing around going, oh,
yes. Now, do you remember I was on that first one?
The first one's a bit, the first one had a bit of innocence about it, I reckon. I'm not sure whether...
Oh, it had the secret ingredient, which was the unknown, which made it so popular, I guess. But after that, it's one of those things. It can work sometimes, and it's just they go week by week. They don't plan too far ahead, and that's what makes it interesting.
When you watch it now, you said you're watching the third series. When you watch it now, do you see? Oh no, you're going to fall into that trap.
I do actually. Yeah, I met Saxon the other day, who's one of the guys who's been released recently, and
sounds like prison, doesn't it?
It does. It's quite sad. But no, he's a really nice guy. He's a really good guy. And on the show, I got a bit frustrated watching him crying his eyes out and having a bit of a whinge, and I thought, no, fair enough. I know what it's like in there. And after you meet him and have a chat to him, it's kind of like, okay, you do lose concept of what it's like in there when you're out, and you lose concept of what it's like outside when you're inside. Yes. So it's a good mixture.
What about the other side of it? Can you see them manipulating it? Can you see people going, I think I'll press this button?
One thing that really annoys me is how they go, oh, that's how I was portrayed. Yes and no, that does happen to an extent, but there's got to be a consistency there. If you're that person, they're going to show that person. And yes, things inside the house are something you can never comprehend unless you've been in there. But apart from that, it's a very strange process. And would you give it a go if you got the chance?
Me? Oh, I don't know. I don't think I'd qualify for a celebrity version of it, and I'm not sure that I...
you're getting there, Sean.
Do you think so?
Oh,
or maybe in a few years, if they hold another one, I'd be quite happy to do it.
With Adriana Xenadis especially?
Well, would she be around in a couple of years? She was a bit unsteady on her pins, wasn't she? Well, no, I'm sure. No, Adriana, if you're watching, I'm sure you'll live another 2 years.
Sorry.
So it's all right. I wondered about yourself, because when you were on the show on Big Brother, you announced, or at least you in conversation said that you really wanted to be on Neighbours. This was a
it was a bit of a joke between Ben and I. We kind of. Let's put it simply, we like the ladies. We enjoyed Flick, Holly Valance on Neighbours quite a lot, and we spoke about it. That was our way of passing time. And it was purely more than a joke, and obviously it got taken very seriously.
Well, it did. I mean, if it was a joke, you sort of... what you feel obliged to... you couldn't say that it was a joke at the end when they said, oh, we'd like to offer you a contract. You said, oh, yeah, okay. Yep.
Well, let me think, okay, sure, why not? Yeah, and well, I ended up getting engaged to her on the show, and what a joke that can be. So next thing I wanted to do was... I'm really in love with Elle Macpherson, and if she's ever on the show, I can get engaged.
Okay, look, I only think that works once. I just don't.
I've used up my tickets already.
You were offered a probationary contract, weren't you?
It was a 3-month trial kind of thing. They're like, we'll give this well, I had to audition for the spot. It wasn't a given as simple as that.
Sure.
And let me make that clear. And yeah, no, they said, look, here's your 3 months.
Did you feel like you're under the same sort of pressure again? Because you really had to sort of obviously impress or have the viewers like you to remain there.
It was really strange because before I came out of the house of Big Brother, put it that way, I'd never ever been inside a TV studio. I'd met one person famous, which was Jansen Spencer off Neighbours, one night out when I was
drunk?
Yes. It's very rare for me, Sean. Because Eddie took so long, I'm kind of like that now. No, I met him and I went up to him and I said, look, I want to do what you do. And I met him a couple of years later and I told him that story and he said, thank God he didn't remember it. But I got on there and all of a sudden, I don't know, the people there, I'd never met people on TV, which made me think, well, there must be someone a bit... But they're not. They're very normal, very approachable people, and
there was no prejudice, you know, given the.
Oh, look, if there was, I didn't see it.
Right.
It might have been an underlying tone, but apart from that, like, I've got some of the best friends in the world on that show now, and I thank them very much for it.
And you've been in the show for 3 years now, so you feel like you've earned about that?
Has time passed? 2 years. 2
years?
Yeah.
You feel like you've earned your stripes now? You regard yourself as a professional actor?
Well, I hope so. I hope that is not going on... yeah, I hope I have, and I...
You're paid up? You're an equity member?
Yeah, I am indeed.
Are you going to go on strike next week, or whenever... Because there's talk of a strike.
There is talk of a strike. It's...
as spokesperson for the acting profession, which...
I've been put in the spot for this, haven't I?
What's it about? What's the...
I'm very lucky that I've been spoken up. It's about 3 issues, basically. Three basic fairness kind of issues, which has been negotiating for about 8 months now and it hasn't come to a resolution.
Right.
So...
Is it money?
In short, it is money, but it's more about basic fairness towards the working actor.
In short, money. In long, fairness. Well, that's
in short, fairness. Yeah, no. It's... put it simply, one of the major things is that working actors, they get hired as in a major role, and therefore they're hired for one episode, which can be shot on one day, but they're not told what that day will be over a course of 1 or 2 weeks. So within that time frame, they can't work because it can come up when they want to shoot, and that can really, it makes acting a hobby, not a job.
Well, I'm happy to be scab labour if they do, if they still want to make Neighbours. I'm happy to take over your role.
Well,
I'll cross the picket line. Oh, and
Rob Hurst agrees with that too.
Take over Holly Valance's role. So we'll see what happens. Look, I just wondered. Were it not for Big Brother, I know you don't want forever to be always prefaced by his Big Brother.
No, I appreciate it. I think it's where I've come from, so I'm not gonna stab it in the back. It was awesome and I enjoyed it. And if I had the chance to go back inside for 3 months and not be in touch with the outside world, I'd love it. All
right. Well, look, we've got Amity Dries coming on, and she's experiencing this reality television popularity surge. And maybe you could give us some advice. Would you stay around for a little bit longer?
Mate, I'd love to.
All right. Okay. I think just before we go, Blair, we're just going to. There's been apparently some. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll just do what I'm supposed to do. Excuse me, just 1 minute. The button fell off. What? Oh, okay, yes, certainly. Look, Blair, there's been some dramatic developments in the Tour de France stationary bike race. Let's have a look. Oh my God! Nasty stuff. Let's hope they got plenty of mercurochrome there on hand, or 4 to wherever the grazing is. Would you please thank, Mr. Blair McDonough. Up next, Amity Dries in the cast of the comedy movie Bad Eggs. Thank you, Blair.